Now I've demonstrated one of the mushrooms, and with all the information I gave you to really internalize it, I'm going to give you an exercise. Since I've shown you everything already in the previous lesson, this is an exercise to get familiar with it even more, but I'm not going to walk you through it. Now, there is a video, this video will continue where you see me drawing it, but I'm not going to show you what I'm doing. I'll let you figure that out, although I do think it's not that hard. But let's look at the exercise first. Good. Now here's our previous toadstool. And the next one we're going to do is in your book with notes. There you go. Let's see if I got it. Yeah, that's easily. There it is. This is the second one we're going to do. So what you're going to do with this, again, we're going to just follow the same process. Now, this is almost the same as the previous one, although slightly different. Now with this one, you may want to add some of these blades of grass that are and needles that are laying around, but you don't have to do that. All right, good. As said, I'm not going to talk you through it, but I'm going to bring it back into Procreate, and I'm going to show you that part first and then leave you the rest. I'm going to leave up to you. This one is slightly more challenging because it is under a little bit of an angle. So the first thing again, what we're going to do is we're going to just draw, not on the photo, add a new layer, good. We're going to draw a box on it. That's the first step you're going to do, also on your paper, and I'm going to draw it on here. And there you go, that's the box we're going to work in, and actually I would say pretty much that's the square. And we're going to divide it, but what we're going to do is not going to do straight, but I'm going to do a line like that. And I'm going to go for the stalk, which then is almost straight, almost. And if I now hide that, you can see the basic shape of this. Now, in that basic shape, I would say do that on your paper first. And then the next thing is, of course, identify all the parts. I'm going to go back to the yellow I used. Then, if I'm going to identify what I'm seeing here, is not a triangle, but more of a trapezium there. And down here, I'm seeing that pretty much a little bit too. So I'm drawing in a trapezium, see? And then in between that, I'm going to just draw in a little bit of a tapered, slightly tapered rectangle. And then for the cap, what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing here a triangle, definitely. There you go. And it probably stops around there, but this you could make later on, of course, straighter. And then what I'm seeing here is two parts. I would make two parts of that. Here's a part, and there's a part too. A little bit of trapezium. And if I'm going to show you that, see that we've got that perfect shape. So that would be the first step. Once you figure that step out, so the first step would be create that rough outline, put that on your paper, and then the second part would be add in the toadstool a bit better. And then once you've done that, then work out the details, get the nice shape in with your pen. Now first with your pencil, draw it with your pencil, and then with the pen. So make this, for example, rounded, this a bit more rounded, around here a bit more rounded. Get these better shapes in. But basically start with these parts. So I've given you that hint, and the rest is totally up to you. I want to draw it, but not talk you through it. So, and once I'm done, that also ends this first module where we take in the first steps in drawing a nice toadstool. Now this is of course only the first module. In the next module we're gonna take this a step further, a bit more complicated, a bit more challenging, but once you've got these basics down, you're up to a challenge and create even more beautiful mushrooms. Bit of variation, slightly different shading. We're gonna do some pretty things together. But first, do the exercise, create something nice of this exercise. Good thing is there's no scales on this one, so it's a bit easier than the previous one, but you can still end up with a nice, lovely result. All right, good. Well, enjoy the exercise. Oh yeah, and I gotta get drawing, of course.